Twister Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Law, semi-retired wrestler, and I'm your host. Today we're diving into something a lot of fans have been feeling, but maybe they haven't been able to put into words yet. I'm talking about Randy Orton, a guy who's gone from being WWE's ultimate predator to, well, let's just say, he's looking more like the prey. And if you are like me, you're probably wondering what happened to the Viper we all know and love. We have our favorite Randy Orton moments, whether he's taking down legends or outsmarting his rivals with that cold, calculated look in his eyes. Randy was untouchable, but now he's getting knocked around, beaten by guys who wouldn't have stood a chance against him 5 years ago. Something's off, and I think it's time that we get to the bottom of it. Let's go back a bit. Back to when Randy wasn't just Randy. He was the Viper, the legend killer. He was cunning, unpredictable, and honestly, a bit terrifying. This is a guy who thrived on being ruthless. His whole persona was about being that cold, calculated predator who didn't just want to win. He wanted to break his opponents and make them regret ever stepping into the ring with him. Fans loved him because he was dangerous. He was untouchable. That's the Randy that we remember. The Randy who left us on edge, wondering who'd he strike down next. So where's that guy now? Because what we're seeing lately, that ain't him. Let's take a look at Randy Orton's character shift. So Randy returned from a very devastating injury. He had to get some neck injury. He had to get some neck surgery, back surgery, or whatever it was. And he returned at Survivor Series, the last Survivor Series. And what did he do? He teamed up with Cody Rhodes, right? That's his man. That's his pal, right? That's his guy from way back in the day. But ever since he's teamed up with Cody Rhodes, or ever since he's been back, a matter of fact, he's been less vicious, right? If you ask me, I think Randy Orton's been a little bit of a bitch. You know, Randy's busy helping everybody that Randy doesn't really have his eye on the prize. I think that since Randy's back, Randy's just normally out for Randy, right? But now Randy is helping everybody, right? It's like the Randy Orton, foundation. Oh, I'm just here to help everybody else because I've been here for so long. And I think that's really playing against Randy Orton. You know, Randy Orton was the legend killer, but now he's helping everybody and not helping himself. Prior to all this, when he started, he was the legend killer. He was a young upstart wrestler. He had notable feuds with people like Mick Foley, Ric Flair, and The Undertaker, right? But now, that's not the same Randy. It's not the same legend killer that we met almost 20 years ago. If you ask me, I think Randy Orton has gotten soft, real soft. And Randy Orton needs to get it together quickly, because right now I think Randy Orton is in jeopardy. And whatever it is that he thinks he's doing, I'm telling you, Randy, it's not working. If you like what I'm doing so far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Subscribes mean that I'm doing a great job, and I appreciate the compliment that you give me in advance. Let's take a look at some moments where Randy Orton could have been doing better, but he wasn't. But because he's in the ring being soft now, he's been getting his ass handed to him. Randy gets a beatdown by the bloodline. Let me show you that. Where did I put that? Here we go, right here. Randy Orton gets beat down by the bloodline, with the new bloodline, Solo Sikoa and the new bloodline. Look at Randy right there, laying on his back. That's not Randy Orton. That's not the Randy Orton that we know. Oh, we got somebody in the chat. Let's see what we got. I'll try to RKO. Brother, I'll try to RKO. That's from Sayer. Thanks for your message. But look at that, right? Randy Orton gets beat up by the bloodline. That's not who Randy Orton normally is. And if you have any messages, feel free to drop them in the chat every now and then. I'll take a look at what you got. That's not Randy Orton. That's not Randy Orton supposed to be. He's lying on his back, sleeping on the job. Because he's out there being a good guy, looking out for everybody, and he's not looking out for Randy. Randy even had a championship match a few months ago. Oh, you forgot that one? I didn't. That was Randy Orton against Gunther in Berlin. And how did that match ended up? I'll show you. Randy Orton sleeping on the job. Sleeping on the job instead of focusing on what he has to do, right? Right? Because Randy's so busy helping everybody else that he's not being who he's supposed to be. Look at that face of Randy Orton. You see the life you see the panic on his face? You see the disparity on Gunther's face, the one that has him in the headlock? Like Gunther's like, can I beat him? Gunther's probably even doubting himself. And the reason why he's doubting himself because Randy Orton is the legend killer, right? Gunther's had a legendary Intercontinental Championship run in 666 days. And Gunther's wondering, can he beat the legend killer? But of course he beat him. Ended up sleeping on the job, right? Here's another one, right? There was a triple threat match at WrestleMania 40, the same WrestleMania 40, where Cody Rhodes won the Undisputed Championship from Roman Reigns. Randy Orton had a match. Many people forgot that Randy Orton had a match himself because it wasn't really that popular, right? Everybody was really wanting to see what was happening with Cody Rhodes. Would he finish the story? But I'm here to remind you exactly what happened. It was a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. For the U.S. Championship. And you want to guess the outcome? Let me show you who won that match. That's not Cody Rhodes. You know who that is? That's Logan Paul. Logan Paul, the one who his brother's about to get the brakes beat off of him by Mike Tyson. Okay? That should have been Randy Orton standing there holding that belt. But nope, he's too busy focusing on everybody else's story. He's not worried about himself. Okay? Randy had a shot to become the number one contender for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. And guess what happened in that match? Did Randy Orton win? Nope, Randy Orton didn't win. Randy Orton ended up sleeping on the job again. You know what? Maybe the problem with Randy is that Randy's getting a little bit too old. As he's getting a little bit too old, he's sleeping a lot more. I don't know what it is, right? But every time you look at Randy, Randy's on his back, he's sleeping. Randy did get knocked out by Logan Paul, the same as that guy that took that United States Championship from him. That's not the Randy that we know, okay? Roman even had an opportunity against Roman when Roman was the champion, where he could have stood toe-to-toe with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, who eventually won the Royal Rumble. But he ended up losing a Fatal 4-Way match. He didn't get pinned, but here's his final moment in the match, taking a devastating spear from Roman Reigns. That's not Randy Orton. Randy, where are you? The point that I'm trying to prove right now is that Randy Orton has gotten so many different opportunities at the championship since he's been back. Randy Orton's been back from his back surgery for almost a year. He's had so many high-profile opportunities to put himself on the mountain where he belongs, and he's not doing that because he's busy worrying about everybody else's house, and his house ain't in order. I don't think that's all right. All these opportunities for Randy Orton to be the man, but he's more focused on helping other men, that he is not focused on himself. If you've been watching wrestling for a long time and you know who the hell Randy Orton is, you know this ain't the Randy Orton that we know. Why this change is not working? I'm going to tell you why the change hasn't resonated well with fans. There are people who love the aggressive, unforgiving Viper. Even when he went against our favorite wrestlers, we always rode for them. Randy wasn't just called the Viper because they ran out of nicknames. You know, they didn't want to call him the Terrorizer, Randy Orton. They didn't want to call him the greatest Randy Orton. They didn't want to call him the third generation Randy Orton. They picked that name for him, the Viper. It's not because they had a shortage of names. Randy got that name because he was cunning, he was deadly, and he was ready to strike. But what happened now? What happened? That's not him. You are the Viper. You can't even call Randy the Viper right now. Why don't you just call him that guy, Randy Orton? Because that's what he is. He's just that guy. That guy who gets the opportunities and always gets beat. Now, Randy's the opposite of all of that. And our fans starting to realize what's happening to Randy. Whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this later on, tell me right now in the comments. Have you realized, before I even started talking about it, that Randy Orton has changed? Look, I'm pleading to you, Randy. And I know my mother might be watching, so I'm going to have to drop one cuss word real quick. It's only one cuss word. It's nothing real bad. Randy, I'm pleading for you to get your shit together. The fans have come to know a certain standard from you, Randy. And what we're getting right now, we're getting Randy Orton light. We're getting Diet Randy. Hey, what would you like to drink? I'll have a Diet Randy on the rocks. That's what we got. You know what I want? I want the Viper. I want Randy. Randy, find your Viper. Because if you ask me, I think the Viper's gotten real soft. Right now, there's a controversial independent wrestler right now, Cocaine. I don't know if you know him or if you've seen videos on him online. But I'm going to have him on this podcast, the Tristan Law Show, next Tuesday at noon live. So I want you to be here because, you know, Dustin Rhodes and everybody else in the wrestling industry has had some things to say about him, but we're going to get to know him. And if you don't want to miss a moment, make sure you subscribe here on the Tristan Law Show. I love your subscriptions. It means so much to me. Let's look at some instances where Randy Orton got beat down, right? Randy Orton got beat down by the Bloodline, right? He got beat down by the Bloodline, left lane, sleeping on the job. Then a couple weeks ago, Randy gets destroyed by Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel. You want to see what Randy Orton was doing? Take a wild guess what he was doing. You think he was standing on his feet? Nope, he was sleeping on the job. Sleeping on the job. That's what Randy Orton doing, sleeping on the job. Right? The Randy Orton that we know, that wouldn't be him right there. That wouldn't be him. That wouldn't be him. That's not who we know. This person that we're seeing that's Randy Orton, that ain't it at all. And then Randy Orton gets destroyed a few weeks later, right? As recent as last weekend. He gets dropped on his head. He gets wheeled out on a stretcher. That's not Randy Orton. That's not Randy Orton. But you know one unique thing with that image that I just showed you? I'm going to show you again. Who's that? Oh, you don't see who that is? No, not the EMT guy, not the EMT guy. Nope, not the other guy either in the suit. The other guy in the suit, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the catalyst. He's the reason why he's become so soft. He's the reason why Randy Orton has become so soft since he's been back, right? Cody and Randy got a little bit of history together. When Cody was new, Randy was there to help him, right? This is way back. This is telling the story from way back. So now, Randy Orton is putting his own ass on the line to help Cody save his ass, and what happens? Huh? What happens? He gets taken out. He gets dropped on his head by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, who was supposed to be his man. Look, I don't know about you. I don't know where y'all come from. But my man's, my homie, is not going to drop me on my head. And if you my man, if you my homeboy, right? If I'm Randy Orton and my homeboy, my man is Cody Rhodes, my man ain't just going to sit there and let you drop me on my head. My dudes that I grew up with, Greg and Nick, they're going to let some dude drop me on my head and just like go ahead and go about. No, they're going to look for him because they're going to have to do some talking. They have to arrange the furniture. Randy Orton is soft. Randy Orton is not only soft, he's been struggling with becoming a face in the WWE. And especially for somebody with a legacy like Randy Orton, he shouldn't have to struggle. He should already have the cheat code on how to dominate in the WWE. But now Randy is sidelined indefinitely, and not only does Kevin Owens get to focus on making himself the man, Cody Rhodes gets to continue being the man with the undisputed WWE Championship. And if you ask me, that's until Kevin takes the championship away from Cody Rhodes. But that's a whole other episode. Trust me, that's coming. Randy needs to stop worrying about everybody else. When he comes back, here's what Randy needs to do. He needs to stop worrying about everybody and start worrying about himself. When you sign a WWE contract, even if you're in a tag team or whatever it is, there's only one name on the contract. There's only one name. And that name is Randy Orton. When he decides to go into the ring and square off with the United States Championship, Intercontinental Championship, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, or Cody Rhodes' Undisputed Championship, there's only one person that could win that belt at a time. And that name should be Randy Orton. He needs to focus on himself and stop worrying about everybody else. Randy needs to stop doing what's right for everyone and start doing what's right for him. Randy needs to come back and drop people with the RKO and ask questions later. Let me tell you what Randy needs to do when he comes back from injury. He needs to hand Kevin Owens his ass and go after Cody's championship. Because the only reason why Cody is walking around with the belt right now is because he had Randy in his back pocket. The only reason Randy right now is on a stretcher being wheeled out and he's out indefinitely is because he was helping out Cody. So when Randy Orton's going to get his back scratched, huh? Looking at some of the future storylines, and I'm telling you, this is going to blow up pro wrestling. And I'm going to say it now, right? When you watch the Tristan Law show, sometimes you're going to get the hot take. Here's the hot take. When Randy Orton turns on Cody Rhodes, nobody will see it coming. And that's unless you subscribe to the Tristan Law show and you're watching this video right now. Have you subscribed to the Tristan Law show? Are you watching this video right now? Are you? Well, thank you. Thank you if you have. You get a little applause if you have. Thank you if you have. Randy needs to come back and let everybody know who the OG is. Because right now, Randy Orton name don't make nobody have any fear in their heart. There needs to be a little bit of fear in the heart when you hear Randy Orton. You know, like when you hear a certain name or when you know you misbehave it and like, you know, your mom is coming home, right? Or, you know, your dad is coming home and you're going to have to face them for the misbehaving and you feel that fear in your heart. People need that fear in their heart when it comes to Randy Orton. You want to hear, oh, Randy Orton is here tonight? No, I'm taking a vacation day. That's how it should be. Randy needs to come back and let everybody know who's the OG is because he's the most tenured on the WWE roster. But he's running around losing matches like he's a rookie, like he just got out of NXT, like he just got signed to WWE ID. And if you don't know what WWE ID is, you know, just did a really good episode explaining WWE ID on that. You can check that in the playlist for season 3. Randy, you ain't it, man. Some of the potential rivalries that you can see for a Randy Orton when he comes back to unleash the Viper again, him against Kevin Owens, 100%. 100%. And this time he drops. Kevin Owens on his head. And you know the other match that I see for Randy Orton to do to unleash the Viper? It's him against Cody Rhodes. The end. The end. And anybody else that wants it, they can get it for free because Randy Orton is giving it out. Make sure you subscribe. Some of the consequences for Randy Orton if he doesn't regain his edge, trying to be a good guy, if Randy doesn't embrace who he is, he's going to end up getting the same result. He's going to end up being laid on his back. He's going to end up being pushed out of the on a stretcher. He's going to end up losing opportunities. Randy Orton has gotten more title championship opportunities in the last year than Jesus has disciples. And he's throwing them all away because he wants to be the good guy. And you know what's going to happen if Randy keeps up this good guy shtick? As they say in my hood, they're going to see Randy as a Vic. He's not longer going to be the predator. He's going to be the prey. If you ask me, Randy Orton looks like the prey to me. Because newer wrestlers will use him to make a name for themselves because they feel he's a big name and he's easy. He's an easy target. Because some people haven't really seen yet what's going on with Randy Orton. They're going to say, you know what? Let me go after Randy. Let me go drop Randy on his head. Because that's going to catapult me to the next level. People have tried and people are trying. If Randy Orton continues with this soft side of him, look, Randy's just going to be who he is. But if Randy does what he's supposed to do, Randy's going to have a long career that's going to include more championships. And when he has the championship, they're going to look at him, they're going to be like, nah, we don't want that. But all right, Randy, let's get real here. This isn't the Randy Orton that we know. didn't come back to the WWE to be everyone's punching bag, to stand by and let guys like Kevin Owens and the Bloodline walk all over you. Randy, listen up, I'm talking to you. You came back to remind us why you're called the Viper, why people used to fear every second they had to stand across the ring from you. But now, you're running around, playing nice, getting blindsided and beaten down. And for what? That's not the Randy Orton we respect. And let me ask you this. What would your grandfather think of this? What would Cowboy Bob think of watching you take hit after hit, standing by while other guys make you look like an afterthought? Randy, in case you didn't know, you're from wrestling royalty. You're a third generation, a legacy. Your family paved the way for you to be the guy. Do you really think they want to see you here, sidelined and taking loss after loss? Let's talk about the Bloodline. You jumped in there to help Cody, thinking that maybe this time I'd play the hero. And what did I get you? Another complete beatdown? The Randy I remember didn't need backup. Why? Because he was the backup. And now Kevin Owens, a guy you've backed up, turns around and takes you out by dropping you on your head. The old Randy, the legend killer, would have put him in his place and made him regret it. But here's the truth. This nice guy version of you, Randy, it isn't working. You're not fooling anyone. We want the cold, ruthless Viper back. We want the guy who struck first, who gave opponents buyer's remorse just by stepping into the ring. So Randy, find that killer instinct again. Make them regret every time they thought the Viper was going soft. Because right now, WWE doesn't need the Randy Orton who plays nice. WWE needs the Viper, and so do you. Thanks so much for watching another episode of The Tristan Law Show. I am Tristan Law, and we are live every Wednesday and every Tuesday and Friday at noon here on YouTube. There will not be another show on Friday, but you'll see me again this Tuesday when we're going to have Cocaine, the controversial independent pro wrestler, on this show. If you like what I did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you know what? Go watch another video. Why not? You're still here. Thanks so much for watching The Tristan Law Show. I'm Tristan Law Show, and I'll see you next time.